guys, it's Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my monthly favorites. I have compiled a little bit of things here for you guys. Things that I've truly been loving this entire month and that I've actually been using. So I'm going to jump right into the video because I don't want this video to be super long as usual. So let's go and get started. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this palette right here, and this is the Ambient Lighting Edit palette by Hourglass. This palette has gotten a lot of bad vibes because it's an expensive palette and people were saying that they didn't think it was worth the value. Truth be told, I do think it's an expensive palette. I couldn't resist. I really needed to get my hands on this palette because I love the first one. I'm pretty much down to nothing for this powder, and I'm getting pretty low on the bronzer and a little bit on the actual highlighting powder. When I saw that they came out with this one, I knew that I had to have it, and I love it. And I feel so bad saying that because I know so many people think it's so expensive, but if we're not talking about price and we're talking about the actual powders itself, I think the powders are so pretty, and they just work on my skin. My skin really likes these powders. They don't make my skin break out, they don't feel heavy, they don't look heavy on my skin, and I just really like Hourglass powders in general. But I find that they're kind of expensive, so for me to purchase each of these powders individually, I just thought that it was a little bit too much for me, and I opted for this palette because I could get a good range of all their powders and have it all in one place, which for me is very important because I do my makeup on the go very often. So I love this palette. I think that all the powders in here work really well for me and for my skin tone. So I'm just going to go over the powders a little bit just so that you guys get a mini review. This powder right here, this is the Dim Light powder. This one I use mainly for setting my under eye concealer. It is very brightening. I love that powder a lot. This powder is the Iridescent Light powder, and it is the highlighting powder that I have on my cheeks right now. But it's a really nice powder. It kind of has like a pinky sheen to it, so it looks really pretty over your blush. But it's a perfect daytime highlight because it doesn't look overboard. It doesn't look like you have metal on your cheeks. It just looks like you have a really pretty healthy glow. So I love that powder, especially during daytime, but I totally wear it at night. This powder is one that I already know that I love. This is the one that is in this palette already, and they do sell this powder individually. Most of these powders, like I said, are sold individually, but this one I've used before, and I just use it as a setting powder. It sets your makeup really nicely. It doesn't really look heavy, which I like, and it's just a really great powder. The next three up here are the ones that have color to them. So we have two blushes and we have the bronzer. I do own Mood Exposure. I think it's a really beautiful nude blush. It goes with a lot of different skin tones. And then this one is one I don't have. This one's Luminous Flush. It's the one that I'm wearing right now. It's really pretty pinky color, super pretty. And then the bronzer I'm also wearing, and it actually gives off really good color, and I'm really surprised because it's not too orangey, it's not too cool tones, kind of a really good mix in the middle. So I do think that the powders work well for someone like me in my skin tone range. I think if you're more tan than I am, or you're a little bit more darker, you might have a little bit of trouble with the blushes showing up on you, and this might actually be a little bit too light for under your eyes. I think you would probably have to mix it with this powder right here so that's not too stark white. I do think that the palette works really well. I don't think that the pans are too small for my brushes. I mean, I think that I get pretty good. I can, really get in there with my brush. I don't have to apply too much product, and I just go in there and get some on my brush, and it's not a big deal. Like, I'm not overlapping as much. My brushes aren't that big. I don't like to work with really big brushes anyway, so just thought I'd mention that. I still really recommend both palettes. I think if you're on the fence about spending the $80 for this one, definitely give this one a go. This one I think is about 60 something, and the pans are a little bit bigger, but there's no blushes. So I have been opting for this one because, like I said, I just take it with me on the go. I have my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, my setting powder all in one, and it's just amazing. The next thing that I want to mention is a foundation. And Honestly, I haven't really been wearing foundation at all. During the day, I've done zero foundation. I've kind of been wanting to just wean myself off like the whole foundation every day kind of thing, just because it was killing my skin. It was literally sucking the life out of my skin. No matter how much I cleaned it, no matter what I used on my skin, I just felt like I needed to detox. So I've only been doing concealer underneath my eyes. And when I do wear foundation, which is usually only at night when I want to go out, this is the foundation that I've been using, and this is the new Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. It is their new formulated regular foundation. It doesn't really, I don't think it's changed much from the last formula that they had. I feel like it's still the same coverage. It gives me medium to full coverage. If I really, if I do like a good layer, it gives me a lot of coverage. It's not the nicest feeling foundation on the skin, I'll be honest. It's kind of, you know, it just feels like makeup. So it's not the lightest feeling foundation on your skin, but it does look really nice on and photographs really well. So the color that I'm in is 123Y365 if you're interested. But I think it's a really great foundation. It's definitely a solid foundation, one that I would turn to when I really needed something to look good. Let's talk about lips, because I love to talk about lips here. But I'm only going to mention 3 things because I did a whole lipstick video on fall lipsticks, fall lip colors, which I stand by all of those lipsticks. I think they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These are the 3 that have been in my purse nonstop, so these are the ones that I picked out. The first one, I'll talk about what I'm wearing, is Lovesick by Kat Von D. It's a really nice, beautiful, just like a nudie pink. It's kind of like my everyday lip color, honestly. And then when my lips are getting dry, I just throw on a lip gloss over it, and that's the Urban Decay lip gloss in Liar. And it's just a really pretty nude, and I honestly wear this lip gloss on its own all the time. I think it's a really pretty nude, but it's more of like a brownie nude versus pinky nude. So mixed together, you get something like that. Love, love, love. And then when I want to wear some color and some fall color, I've just been obsessed with this liquid lipstick. It's the Anastasia liquid lipstick in Trust Issues. And it's just like the perfect fall color. So pretty. And I love that I know that it's going to stay on my lips. It doesn't go anywhere. And it's such a dark color that you really don't want this color all over your face. Let's talk about some eyeshadows. So I've been trying to get myself back into eyeshadow because the entire summer I was like so anti eyeshadow. I didn't want to be bothered. So I started off with my matte shadows again, and I've been kind of just like gravitating towards these 2 and just using them alternatively. Is that what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean, like sometimes this one, sometimes that one. Isn't that what that means, alternatively? Oh no, I just had a brain fart. This one's more warm toned, this one's a little bit more cool toned. I obviously prefer the warm tones, just because I'm a warm toned kind of girl. And I love this palette. I think it's beautiful. I think I'm about to hit pan on this one called Strapless, because it's like a really nice rich brown. Everything that you need to create a look is in this palette right here. Like, you don't need to look elsewhere. Really great little palette. This one by Tarte, it's the Tartelette palette. It's a little bit more cool toned. If you want to do more of like a gray smoky eye, I would go with this one just because it gives you more cool toned options. Or if you want to do like a cool toned purpley look, definitely this one. And I like to use this palette a lot alone on its own. I feel like it just gives you like a really nice contoured eye look. It doesn't really look like you're wearing eyeshadow. So these 2, what I've been doing is using either of these, and then I've been using some single eyeshadows because I've been forcing myself to use these because I have so many single eyeshadows and I neglect them all the time. So I've kind of just like been going in there and like picking out a single eyeshadow every time I go in there. And the ones that I've really liked so far, that I've rediscovered in my collection, are by Prestige. And I have these 3 here to show you. I have a lot more of these because I think they're really great, but I don't know if I've ever mentioned them before. This is called the True Metals eyeshadow. That's the finish. And this one's in copper, and it's a really, really beautiful coppery shade. And it's so pigmented. It's like bata. Look at that. Really, really pretty. I love the ones in this range the most. I have a pink one, like a rose gold pink one that I have to find because it's so pretty, but I couldn't find it for the video. I will find it and I'll show you. This one is called their Color Rush eyeshadow, and this one's called Make Up Your Mind, and it's a really beautiful green, which I think is really pretty for the fall. And I use this one with the warm toned palette, the chocolate Too Faced palette, natural matte palette, and it was so pretty. It was a really pretty look, so I love that. And then this one, I've mentioned this one before definitely because it's a really cool shade. This one's their long-term relationship eyeshadow in the shade Bewitched, and I think it's very appropriate because it kind of has like a shift to it. Do you see that? It turns like different shades of like green and blue and brown, and it's really, really pretty. It's a really cool shade, especially for the fall, because you can just play with this eyeshadow and take it in so many different directions. I don't know if you'll be able to tell because this light is pretty bright, but really, really pretty. Bewitched by Prestige. I don't know if they really don't get too much hype here on YouTube, but they have really great eyeshadows, I think. That I've been using a lot lately are these, and these are by e.l.f. and if you don't like e.l.f., you're probably rolling your eyes right now, but I happen to really like these brushes. I think they're very great quality for the price. I mean, you cannot really beat that. I actually have two of these, which are the complexion brushes. I think that these apply setting powder very, very nicely. They're so soft on your skin. They do not shed, and they're just really great ones. You could even use this for bronzer. I have used it for bronzer. I don't like it for blush because I feel like it's too big for my cheeks, but definitely for setting powder and for bronzer, really, really nice brushes, and they're very inexpensive. The other two that I've been using, which are my new ones, this one's the small tapered brush, and this one comes to a point, as you can see right here, and this one's amazing for concealer. I tend to have a heavy hand when it comes to concealer, especially since that's all that I wear right now. So this brush really helps to absorb some of the product, the excess product, and blend it out so nicely, where I don't have to go in with my finger and just tap the crap out of my eye for forever. This just goes in, bloop, 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 and it just blends concealer in really nicely. And if I'm not using it for that, I like to use it for highlight because it's tapered. So tapered brushes, if you set it on powder on the side, it picks up product very nicely. So you just kind of go in and then you put it on your highlight area, and it's very, very good at that as well. So I actually have to get another one of these because I like it. I like it a lot. And this one was harder for me to find. I think I found it at Walmart, but it wasn't like every Walmart. It was like this one Walmart that had it, and I knew that I had to get it. So I love that brush. The other one that I've been using, and this one I've actually been using for blush, and it fits perfectly into my little Hourglass palette. And I've been using this brush for blush, and it applies the brush really nicely. It prevents me from overdoing it like I always do when it comes to blush. So, you know, it's a really nice brush. It's called the Mineral Powder Brush, but you can actually use this for contour if you'd like. If you want to get in there and just chisel out your cheeks with it, you can do that as well. Another really great and inexpensive brush from e.l.f. And like I said, they don't shed. They're super soft. You really get your money's worth when it comes to those brushes. So I had to mention them. But I'm going to mention an expensive brush here. This is the Tarte Contour Brush. This is a really, really great brush for bronzing and contouring. I absolutely love it. I do think that it does apply a lot of product, so you kind of have to be careful because it's very dense. Like, there's a lot of bristles in here, so you want to make sure that you tap off, because if not, you can go a little cray. But overall, it does the job really well. Like, it blends out bronzer and contour really, really well, so it doesn't look so. But if you apply to product to begin with, that can be an issue. So it's just, you just gotta be careful because it does pick up a lot of product, is what I'm trying to say. But overall, I do like it. I don't know how it really compares to the NARS Eater brush because I don't have that brush, and I know that everybody compares it to that brush, but I don't have it. I don't think that I'll be buying the NARS Eater brush. I'm very happy with this one. I think that I would like this one better because it's a little bit bigger, and I don't know, it just gets more surface area. So I really like this brush. I would definitely recommend it. And that's all the makeup that I have to talk about. I'm going to mention one other item. Well, let's just talk about jewelry. I wanted to mention this necklace that I'm wearing because I really, really like it. and I'll zoom in so that you can see it. It's a little lariat, and I found it at Marshall's, and it's gold plated, and it has a little arrow thingy here, and then there's the arrowhead, so it's like an arrow. And I really like it. It's really dainty. I love little pieces like this. I think that they just, I don't know, they pack a lot of meaning behind them. I really like this one quote that I found on Instagram, and I'll put it in here if I see it. But it pretty much just talks about, like, you can only put tension on an arrow so much, like you can only pull it back before it goes forward and it launches you into life or something like that. I don't know, it's really, it's kind of corny, but I love stuff like that. So I thought I'd mention it just in case you're looking for something like this. I was actually looking for one that had like the moon and the stars, and I'm still looking for that. I don't know if you've seen them anywhere, let me know, because I really want to pick one up. So this one I got at Marshall's, and it's gold plated, but it's held up pretty well, and I wear this very often. And I found these little earrings as well. These are by House of Harlow, and I really like them because of the color. The pop of blue I think is really pretty for the fall, especially since we're wearing like really dreary dark colors all the time. I think that the blue will pop really nicely against my hair or against like a dark, I don't know, dark color that I'm wearing for the fall. I don't know, who knows. But these are House of Harlow, and I really like their earrings, so in case you're looking for some House of Harlow, check out your Marshalls. So anyway, that's all the stuff that I had to show you guys today. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, the links are always down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!